Evening, everybody. Noodle Thumb here. Apologize for being away from videos for so long. Life got busy there for a while, beginning of the summer. Had some time off and then been working on house projects. So I haven't been picking really at all for the last month and some. Yeah, all of June, end of May. Came home from work today to lock mail, which is always a good thing. And that inspired me to throw it in the vise and get back to picking. Now this was surprising lock mail, because I wasn't expecting anything from the States. I've got a international shipment coming in soon, but I knew this wasn't that. I said, what the heck is this? Well, I looked back in my Discord messages, and Eagle Lockpicking made a challenge lock a while ago and said they'd send it out to me, which they did. So this was a pleasant surprise. Shouldn't have been a surprise, but a surprise it was. And I'm very grateful for it. Well, anyhow, I threw it into the vise and I did pick it. And then I went to gut it, and that's how the key is secured. So it took a lot longer to unwrap the key than I really wanted to make y'all suffer through. And then I went back and looked at the picking and gutting videos, and the background noise was terrible, intolerable. So here I am, picking it again. It's a fun pick, so I don't mind one little bit. Hopefully it'll end up with a better video for you guys. Now, the first time through, I found myself bouncing back and forth between pins 3 and 5 for a little bit. I think I just set 4, which should get me to the phase where I'm doing that ping pong. Nope, I skipped right over it. Isn't that fancy? Every now and then, I do something good. I have to say, for those of you who don't make your own tension tools, you should make your own tension tools. They're super simple. This one's just a straight up taper. Just music wire, bent it. I think this is 2.5 millimeter, might be 3. I think it's 2. No, it's 2 millimeter. I just pounded it flat and then filed it, and it, if you look at it end on, it's got a taper. And so I use it for my 50 thou locks because it allows me to float really easily with just a single tensioner. Anyhow, you don't necessarily need to float this lock, but it helps. Let's see. I'm going to try and gut this one without the key, which means I don't want to reset the lock. So we're gonna see if I'm good today. I'm decent picking, which is a relief. I thought maybe I'd forgotten how to do it. But you know what? if I'm going to be able to get this C-clip out without resetting the lock. I'm going to try. How close am I? Not close. All right. Perfect. All right. Let's scooch the camera over a little bit. There. Okay. Gotta get my shim. Is this a decent shim? No, it's not. Here's a decent shim. I do almost always shim and challenge locks just because you never know what we silly people put in there. And because challenge locks are a labor of love, I really don't want to take a chance at messing one up. Alright, so there's the body, I'll put it there. And there are our key pins. Looks like we got fanciness in the chambers. Okay, key pin 5. Couple of serrations. Key pin 4, single serration. Key pin 3, standard. This is not as close as I want it. It's a little better, I guess. I don't like my light all that much either, but it is what it is. Key pin 2, 1 serration. Key pin 1. Long sucker and a little bit of a torpedo. That's a decent taper on the top there. I will be right back. I'm going to pause the video a minute. I have returned from rescuing the dog from the kitten. He's an adorable kitten. He has a lot of energy, and the dog has not a lot of brain cells. And the kitten energy overwhelms both of the dog's brain cells. So he gets confused and can't get into his bed. Hello, Goose. This is my new lockpicking kitty buddy. Yes, I know. Our old cat died last year. We miss him very much. Grim. And Goose is... oh, I don't know that he's a replacement, but he's our new guy. Okay, so 1 was a very short standard, of course, to pair with that torpedo. Driver 2's got a long spool section and then a little serration. It wasn't terribly, I don't know, not much noticeable. It just kind of set, and that was that. It bound early, didn't have much counter rotation. 3 is this taper, and provided a lot of the challenge here. That's what I was bouncing back and forth between 3 and 5, trying to set pin 5, and then every time I did, that tapered part of 3 protruded again. 4 is a spool with a serration, much like 2, and 5, 2 serrations and a funky kind of spool section. That was an interesting one, and nothing too remarkable about the springs, but in the plug you can see here, this is threaded. I don't think it's countermilled by hand, it's threading, and it interacted really well with that final lip on the spool. 2 and 4 are countermilled, which again, on 4 particularly, had a good interaction. There's your close-up of the pins. But the very effective threading in that bottom lip on pin 5, on driver 5, was pretty effective and kept bringing pin 3 into play. That was a very fun pick. So thank you to Eagle Lockpicking, and y'all have a good one. Take care.